Hello, my lovelies. Welcome to or welcome back to the Murderous Minds True Crime channel. I'm your host, Poppy. How's everybody doing? I hope you're all well and happy. So, I'm going to be going through the text messages between Mackenzie Shirilla and Dominic Russo from the 12th of January 2020 through to the last sort of text messages to each other. Some of these messages may be upsetting, and they include a trigger warning across all of them because of the content and the language used in most of them. Viewer discretion is advised. It's also important to note that at this point in timeline, Dom is 18 and Mackenzie is just on the verge of turning 15, maybe turned 15 years old. Had they been fully grown adults, a 3 or 4 year age difference is not a lot at all, but they were not. They weren't fully grown adults, and Mackenzie was still very young at this point, developmentally and maturity-wise, and it is a big difference then, especially given that Mackenzie was a child, a minor, below the legal age of consent, and her parents were fully aware of both of their ages, yet they still allowed the relationship to continue. They even swapped bedrooms with Mackenzie so that she and Dom had the master room, complete with an ensuite, allowing them to sleep together when Dom stayed over. By together, I mean in the same room. And then they even allowed Mackenzie later to move in with Dom in his house, all while Mackenzie was underage. And despite them knowing of the toxicity and fragility of the relationship, despite their daughter's abusive, threatening and very concerning behaviour towards Dom and towards them as well, but they still not only allowed the relationship, but also, in my opinion, they seemed to encourage it, refusing to believe or admit Mackenzie could be capable of any wrongdoing. And, well, as we've seen and heard, nothing seems to have changed to this date. They still mollycoddle her, they still give in to all of her demands and encourage all her whims and fancies, even from behind bars, especially her mother, Natalie. I suppose we best get into it then. That's enough of my rambling. So it starts with the 12th of January 2020, and Mackenzie, at 28 minutes past 3 in the afternoon, Mackenzie texts Dom, "Hey, am I unblocked?" He doesn't respond for a couple of hours. He responds at 2 minutes past 5, saying, "That Insta account isn't private, and you have vids of you smoking in my room." She says, "Oh shit, I'll have to make it private." He says, "And all you posted was boomerangs, lol. You're that kind of girl now?" Now, I don't know what the terminology boomerangs means. I have looked online, I've asked ChatGPT, I've searched in like the Urban Dictionary and things, and I can't find it. It just keeps telling me about the toy that you throw and comes back to you. So if anybody does know what that means, can you either let me know in the comments down below, or email me if you'd rather. My email address is on my channel page. Then she messages back saying, "No, why aren't you saying, 'Oh, you look so good, Kenzie'? Why are you being like that? Don't drag me down, hype me up. That's really mean, for real, I always hype you up." And then she disliked Dom's text saying, "You're that kind of girl now." He messages her back. She sends that last message at 19 past 5. He then messages her back at 2 minutes past 6 saying, "I wouldn't want to be hyped. I'd rather just know what I am." She says, "You just made me really self-conscious. I want to just delete the account. Are you still thinking about chilling? I'd only be there for like 1 or 2 hours." He says, "Maybe." She says, "It would be really fun. Also, I want to show you my outfit. I could come over whenever, just can't stay that late. Maybe we could go see a movie. On the way home right now." He replies, "Probably not." She says, okay, if no movie, then let me come over at 7. I'm home. Can we chill for like an hour and a half? Why did you block me on Snap? You said you wouldn't. He then replies, because I didn't want you to message that phone. She says, okay, can I still come chill for like an hour? I can only stay till like 8 or something. It would be so nice. It would take away a lot of stress for tomorrow and it would make me really happy. Damn. He then replies, I'm probably going to go chill with Kyle, so prob's not. She says, please. He says, but I'm going to go chill with Kyle. She says, I miss you and I want to chill just for a little tonight. Can you just bring me maybe? He says, maybe when I get back from Kyle's. She says, well, what time? I can get food for you and me if you want to. I need dabs. He replies, I'm eating corned beef. She says, how is that? And when will you be back from Kyle's? Because I want to chill so bad. I'm like craving to see you. He says, I don't know. I'm tired, so I won't be there long. She says, okay, bet. Please text me after. I'll be over fast and we can just kick it. He says, okay. And then she messages, yay, I'm excited AF right now. When are you going? I really have bad anxiety. I'm so excited. He says, I don't know, soon? She says, are you driving? Would you scoot me when you're on your way back? Will you be home around 8? He says, no, probably longer. She says, shit, there's no way I could just come with you. He says, no. She says, I really want to hang out tonight and I can't be out super late. He says, okay. She says, can you try to be back at your house early enough? It would make me so happy, babe. He says, I'll try. She says, that means a lot to me. Thank you. Just try and don't let me down. Are you leaving right now? What if you try and be back by 8:30 at the least? Then she loved, what if you try and be back by 8:30 at least? Then at 7:23, she says, Bab. Then at 37 minutes past 7, hey, answer right now. Then at 7:59, she writes, Dom. At 4 minutes past 8, he finally gets back to her and he says, what? She says, can you try to be home by 8:30 so I have at least an hour? And would you pick me up when you're on the way back to your house? I'm just waiting for you to go home. Babe. Oh, sorry, she sends, I'm just waiting for you to go home at 6 minutes past 8. And then at 29 minutes past 8, she says, babe. Then at 32 past 8, she says, Dom, answer. Then she removed an exclamation from, and would you pick me up when you're on the way back to your house? Then at 37 past 8, Dom, answer please. Then at 47 past 8, you're going to do me like this? That's the last of their messages for that day until around midnight. So I don't know if Dom gave in and he came and picked her up, or maybe they spoke on the phone, I don't know. But Mackenzie then sends Dom a text at 1 minute past midnight saying, hey babe, unblock me on Insta, I want to send you shit. Then at 2 minutes past 7 on the morning, so I think she must have dropped off, and then that's when she woke up saying, text me when you wake up, please. Then she repeated that one, and then he texts her at 34 past 7 saying, I'm up, and she says, bet, can I come over in like 5? She literally asks if she can go round in 5 minutes when he's just told her that he's just woke up. Like, give him a chance to fully wake up, have a cuppa, have some brekkie, get washed, dressed, have a shit, whatever, you know. He replies back with, yeah. And she says, okay, I'm going to text you when I'm on the way. Then at 45 minutes past 7, she says, would you be able to come scoot me real quick? I'm trying to get a ride over, but no daycare parents have come yet. I'm panicking. So he's just woke up. He's already gave in to her and said that, 5 minutes after peeling his eyelids open, that, yeah, she can go round. Now she's asking him to go fetch her. He's just woke up. Like, he texted her at 7:34 saying he's up, and at 7:45, she's already asking him to pick her up. And then she's tried asking daycare parents, so she's asking the parents of the kids at daycare, who she doesn't really know these people, if they can give her a lift to Dom's. Like, how entitled can one person get? He replies back with, I don't know, if I got time. She says, just go really fast. It's only 7 o'clock. You'll be back by 7:55 if you come now. Yeah, okay. Go fast, go really fast, on speed, just for her. He says, I'm taking a shit. I got a shower and stuff though. My mum could have already left. She says, shit. I think I got one. Hold up. I think I'm about to be on the way. And then she says at 7:51, I'm here. He says, nice. She says, a daycare woman gave me a ride, lol. Then at 8:04, she says, where you at? He replies at 8:15. It said that Olivia girl was 120 pounds. She's way fatter than that. She says, laughing my ass off, what are you talking about? He says, the missing girl. She says, that's what I thought you were talking about. You know who she is? He says, no, lol. She says, oh, then how you know she's fatter than that? Laughing my ass off. He says, I don't know, I was joking. In the pic, she looked chubby. I'm just going to put this out there for everybody. 120 pounds is not chubby. It's not fat. It's not overweight. It's beautiful. Anyway, she says they got pics of her everywhere, like on the poles outside. He says, oh damn, I thought she just ran away, but that's sad. She says, I have no clue what happened, but I seen her poster everywhere when I was on the way home. I hope she just ran away for real, because it would be so scary if she got kidnapped. I need to pee. Are you about to be done? And then she emphasised, are you about to be done? Then he texts her saying, 6 minutes later saying, come pee, I'm done. Then she emphasised, I need to pee. So I think because those was both, they were all, the last, when he says, come pee, I'm done, was at 8:36 a.m. And it was 8:36 a.m. when she emphasised, I need to pee. So I think it must have came through, like, that. Those messages must have came through as she was doing that. And then she writes, okay. Then there is nothing until 10:25 in the morning. And she texts saying, Dom, where Novo's at? Answer ASAP. Okay, I can't bring them then. And then she says, I'm KMS. Those of you know what that means. I'm not going to say it, but it means to do something to yourself. Harm yourself in a fatal way. Then she corrects it to on my way. Now, the fact that it came, that when she tried to say, because she uses the initials OMW for on my way, but the fact that her phone's dictionary or autocorrect changed it to KMS tells me that that's something she must have sent him quite a lot, that she was going to do that to herself. Because I don't see why else that would come up. If I type the initials on my phone, OMW for on my way, it ain't going to come up with that. I've never typed that in my life. Sorry, that's my puppy. Then he replies, sorry, they in the Champs Bar. And then he corrects, then he says, my B. She replies, I'll get them. Then 10 minutes later, she says, I got them and I did it, babe. Then at 11:20, she says, also, I fell asleep and woke up at 10:24 and I was like, shit. So I hit the BONG and dipped the F out. I took a fat hit too. He says, yeah, I'm really tired. She says, I have no clue how I woke up. Like, perfect timing. Like, shit was crazy. I got to class at like 34. I was like zooming. He says, lol. She says, I'm hungry AF after school. Let's get Chick-fil-A. And then she says, fries? And he says, I don't know. And she goes, well, what are you feeling then? I want fries. Then there's nothing at all until 1 minute past 2 in the afternoon when she texts Dom saying, bruh, come back, it's Orc, he tweaking. Then there's nothing until 23:47 when Dom texts Mackenzie saying, okay, babe, I'm probably going to sleep soon. Then that's it until the next morning. And that's just 2 days of their texts. And at this very early stage in the relationship, so not only did she have Dom chauffeuring about and getting things for her, but also the parents who were dropping their own kids off at daycare, she was using them as her own personal taxi service. And then she wants Dom to be home by certain times, even when he says, you know, I'm chilling with Kyle. He's got to drop his mates, drop everything he's doing, because she's got to be at he's got to be at her beck and call. He can't even chill with friends. He can't use the bathroom in peace without Mackenzie blowing his phone up. And then she'll question his every move, demanding that he drop everything, cancel plans, just to chill with her. That's my 5 pences on it anyway. Then the next messages we have are on the 14th of January 2020. And she messages him at 6:20 in the morning saying, text me when you're up. Then at 6:53, Bab, I'm almost ready to wake up soon. How is she not awake? I don't know. Then at 7:11, before you do anything, do you think you could get me? If not, I can probably wait for a parent. But I don't know if I can because my sister is just being effing annoying. So she's wanting to wait again and get a ride off of another kid's parent again. But maybe she can't because her sister's being annoying. Seriously. Then 7:25, Beb, try to come. I really need a ride. My mum is about to be home too. And then at 7:39, I need a ride. Oh my God, please just get me. And he replies at 7:41, I'm taking a shit. She says, bruh. He says, what? And she says, after that, get me. And if I get a ride, I'll tell you. I'm salty AF. When will you be done? Like, you probably need to get me. I'm so effing mad. And then she says at 7:46, I'm on the way. I got a ride. He says, yay. Bet you everything I own that yay was fake as fluff. And then he says, yeah, I was going to get you after I got dressed. Just try not to be in a bad mood. So already in this early stage of the relationship, he already knows that she's already moody that often that he feels the need to put in a message, just try not to be in a bad mood. This is at the beginning of their relationship. Isn't that supposed to be where everything's rainbows and unicorns? She replies, get me, in capital letters. Then she says, wait. Then she goes, I'm so mad. I'm going to kill someone. I'm mad as F right now. And at 7:50, she says, I'm here. And he says, why? Why are you so mad? She said 7 minutes later, she replies, let me just say though, before I say this reply, if Dom had waited 7 minutes to reply to her message, she'd be blowing his phone up. But she can do it. At 7:57, she says, like, what the F? This whole morning, shit AF. I'll just explain soon. Are you getting in the shower? Then at 8:23, what you want for breakfast? I'll go make you food. He replies, Olive Garden would be dope. She says, I don't know if I know how to make Olive Garden, babe. Any other ideas? He replies at 9:07, leave the room. She says, okay, what's going on? Then at 9:26, is everything okay? Can I come back in soon? There's no open outlet here, Don. Why are you acting like this? I didn't do anything. And then she emphasised the above text. He replies back to her, I'm mad, chill. I wouldn't want to freak out on you. See, you're just making me more mad now. She says, I'm not even doing anything. I'm just telling you there's not an open outlet to charge my phone, so I can't charge it, and I'm tweaking out. She says, I need my phone charged. I use my phone all day. He says, yeah, there is. She says, where? He says, in the kitchen by the TV. I'm about to dip, though, so you can come charge in a sec. She says, I'm in the living room. It's cold AF in the kitchen, so I'm sitting on the couch. This sucks. You feeling... Then... Right, so... She doesn't want to go to the kitchen because it's cold, but she wants him to get out of his room, go in the kitchen, no, he wants her to come, get her phone for her and take her in the kitchen to charge it, or what? Because... Or what does she want him to do? Move the outlet into the lounge for her? It's too cold for her in the kitchen, though. Then, at 11:27, she says, you feeling better? This Play-Doh sucks. He says, yeah, I'm kind of better. She goes, that's good, with a smiley face. Did you end up going to school? He says, yeah. She goes, bet, I was hoping you would, because you want to feel better. You're going to feel better. I'm ploughing through work. It just sucks bad, lol. He says, nice. She says, I don't like the teacher in here right now at all. It's not the normal lady. He says, that's tough. I'm glad I didn't go to Plato. She says, she's the lady that was helping out that slow kid all day that one day. Then it's quiet for an hour. So presumably she got on with some schoolwork until her phone battery got a little low. And then, of course... she has to go back to Dom, asking him to fetch and carry for her. And messages him because, that's using up more precious phone battery. And that makes sense, doesn't it? Her battery's going, let's text Dom. Or she could just do some schoolwork, put her phone away. But no, she texts him at 12:33 dinner time. There's no way I can do more work, and my phone's at 27%. I'm fluffed. He says, that's plenty of battery. Just do stuff that you can't use your phone for. She goes, oh, true. Then she says, what the F, academic success? He says, I don't know, flip through some tutorials. She says, the questions on academic success are so gay, LMAO. I hate that they use those kind of colloquial nasty words and stuff like they use words that describe other people's sexuality and personage and being as an insult to other things and other people. It just shows the lack of intelligence. It really does. He says, it's probably easy. She says it is. It's like, what should this person do? So easy, but so gay. He says, lol. She says, I'm about to take a final tomorrow, probably. He says, see how quick that is? She goes, right, I'm trying to leave, I'm tired. He said, I'm about to go to Foods, then I'm out. She goes, I'm waiting with Celeste. Then there's nothing from either of them until 2:30 when Mackenzie texts on, Mackenzie texts on, where you at? And then she loved where you at. And he says, I don't want to say the word. He says the N-word and says, what you mean? She says, where are you? At 13:31, you said you're about to be out, and now it's 2:30, and you're still not here. I'm confused. He says, N-word, school gets out at 2:25. She goes, lol, just never mind. You don't get it. I was just confused because I feel like you would be here by now. And then the texts start back up again at 3:54. And they're arguing about Mackenzie wanting to go to Dom's again. So we're going to pick up there in the next video. But yeah, so far, she's already acting like a brat. She's already demanding he do what she wants, when she wants, if she wants, how she wants. Mackenzie says jump. Dom says, how high, princess? And I hate to be the one to tell you, but they get a whole lot worse, and so does she. But I don't know why he stuck around. If I started dating somebody that was like that with me in the beginning, not a chance would I spend nearly 4 years with them. I wouldn't spend nearly 4 weeks with them. She really did a number on him, didn't she? All the way through. Anyway, my loves, that's it from me for today. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. And I look forward to speaking to you all again soon. I love you all and appreciate you all loads. Until next time, my darlings. Bye.